This channel supports St. Jude's Research Hospital for Children and is a part of their Play Live charity drive. For more information on how to join as well as how to donate, please head to the description and click the link at the top of it. Remember, any and all support is appreciated, so feel free to give and support in any way you can. Thank you for your participation.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus and Sony's press conference for E3. They kind of deflated things a little for people who were expecting for them to make an announcement of their new console. They've already confirmed that yes, there is a upgraded PS4 coming. Much to my chagrin, because I don't think that it's something that we need to have. Incremental upgrades to consoles. No, I don't think it's the same as cell phones. Two different markets, two different philosophies, and to be quite honest, the phone thing is generally for people with contracts coming up who need a new phone. It's not necessarily an enticement for those who just got a new phone to say, hell, I want another one. The only people who do that are people who are seriously hardcore. I don't know what you would call them, but it's not a necessity. It never is a necessity. You never feel inferior if you don't have the latest model of a cell phone. It's pretty much all about just having the new shit. Whereas these consoles, the way they're talking about these upgrades, there's going to be some significant differences between the original versions and the new versions. So there's going to be some kind of level of inferiority in the user base, and you're kind of splitting the user base, and you're kind of trying to force those of us who may not want to buy another console because we're used to the model that says, hey, you have 6 to 10 years with this piece of hardware before you can even consider buying something new. And even then, once we announce a new console, you still got a couple of years grace period with your old thing, so you don't have to necessarily rush out and get this new thing to play certain things. There'll be some things excluded from you, but for the most part, it won't. Now, both Sony and Microsoft, well, at least Sony has been rumored to have said it, and I believe Microsoft has been too, that these consoles will allow you to still play whatever comes out. It's just that certain things will play better on the newer consoles. It will look better, things like that. So even though it's not necessarily established, it kind of is going to build a level of inferiority, because not necessarily because of the way that the systems are built, but because of how the gaming community is built. We know how gamers are. Look at the PC community, how that goes when it comes to gaming. God help you if you don't have that 980. You're going to get talked down to. It's going to be the same thing with consoles. I don't like that. I like the idea of, hey, we all got the same thing. We all are running on the same level. That's one of the reasons why console games still persist. As much as I loved PC gaming when I was all PC, I do recognize that there is a flaw in the PC gaming community when it comes to that, because people are always going to be checking your hardware, and they're going to be oh, really? You just got that type of thing. Even though you still are playing your stuff at a better level than consoles, you're not playing them as good as them. And so, yeah, I don't want that in the console community, because that was not cool for me when I was all PC. I still play a lot on PC. I mean, I love my fucking PC. But I still get that, yo, but you just want to play with that? Yeah, I do, because I'm comfortable with that. I don't need the latest greatest shit. I just need my shit to run smoothly and be able to play it and have fun. But I digress. Sony, what are you gonna do this year beyond what you've done, which is avoid the conversation for now about the next conference? console. What you're going to do is you're going to talk a lot of VR, because the PlayStation VR is coming this year, this fall, October, November, I believe. And so we're gonna have to establish that this is legit, that this is for real. VR has not had a great run so far in my mind. Early adopters rushed out, got it, but there were problems with getting hardware to people. The software libraries aren't as good as people would have hoped from launch. Sony's gonna have a good library to launch with. They've been making big claims about their library, but it's not just about how many, it's how good, the quality. See, I've always said the VR is not going to be that big this year, and it's going to take a couple of years before it actually becomes something that's super viable in gaming, because you're going to have to develop games that people will consider as games and not just experiences. What I mean is, you can't just have like what they were showing, that whole what was the name of that movie with dude from Third Rock from the Sun, where he was on the high wire type thing, walking between buildings, where they have you pretend like you're him, you're like tightrope walking between like tall skyscrapers and all that. That's an experience. That's not a game. You need to have full fleshed out game. You can't just have, things where you just walk through the hall, you click that, interact with it. A cutscene or whatever goes on. You go to the next thing, click that cutscene. It has to be a lot more engaging, in my mind. And I don't know if we are ready for that technically. So who knows? I think in a couple of years, yeah. But right now, I don't know. But Sony's gonna have to prove to us that, hey, we do have that type of stuff. Like that game where you're basically in the mechs. That's going to have to be a really good game, to sell it. Yeah, you're gonna have to really sell it with the game. But we'll see. Now, as far as everything else is concerned, I'm very curious to see what first-party stuff Sony's gonna have. I'm not one of those who are like really hitting them on the fact that they haven't had a super ton of first parties. At the same time, I still would like to see them coming because of the amount of studios that Sony has. They have a lot of studios out there. A lot of studios that could be working on stuff, that could be dropping stuff. Still haven't heard anything from Ben. Santa Monica, what are you working on? And I really don't want a God of War, but we're probably going to get another God of War, god damn it. And it's probably going to be a Kratos, which is going to piss me off even more. Because my whole thing has always been, once you get to a certain point, in front, like with Uncharted, I'm glad that Naughty Dog decided to end it. They ended the Nathan Drake story. Good. Now, if they decide to come back to Uncharted, at least they have the wiggle room to say, hey, we said we ended Nathan Drake's story. We're going on to something else. Maybe they'll flash forward 10, 15 years, and it's Nate's daughter or something. Or maybe they'll do one more game where they'll be like, well, what was Sully and Sam up to in between the time of, so-and-so? I don't know. I don't know what they could, why you need to continue with the series. It's good to leave, especially leave on a high note. A lot of people felt like God of War 3 was a high note, and that's cool. Now move on to something else. If you're gonna do another God of War, then it needs to be another character. Don't keep milking the same trope over and over again. Do something new. New properties is always good, and that's one of the things that I always liked about Sony, is that they do a lot of different properties, and they have a lot of different properties that they still haven't done. If you want to continue something, go back to something else. Hey, shout out to my boy Abel and Big Fry. SOCOM, been a while. You can do that. Siphon Filter, been a while. You can do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to keep doing the stuff that people currently know. You can just come back and revisit stuff, revamp it, or you can just go with totally new shit. That would be awesome. But Sony has a lot of studios that can do a lot of first party things, and hopefully some of these first parties will come out this year, because Horizon's been pushed back, which I'm fine with. But, people don't like the delay thing, and there's always been the argument with the PS4 that it's sold well, but it's not giving us first party games like we want. So Sony's going to have to answer with something, especially when Shuhei said last year that, yeah, we didn't have a lot of first parties this year, but wait till next year. Well, you already delayed one of the first parties. What are we waiting for other than Last Guardian, Gran Turismo? Probably going to have to put out a couple of more to satiate people now that you put like that out in the air. Of course, we're going to have some of their third party exclusives. I think at this point now we're in the reverse role where everybody's going to have these bonus exclusives for Sony, or like they're going to debut on Sony, so we'll see a lot of that stuff. I'm really not too keen on that, although I guess the third party exclusives like the Final Fantasy game, I want to see where they're going with Final Fantasy 7, things like that. But I honestly just need to see what other first parties they have out there, because as it stands now, Horizon is the first party that I'm looking forward to. I don't know of any other property that they have that they've mentioned first party wise that I'm looking forward to. So need to make a splash, or make a splash maybe third party, like announce Agent. Have Rockstar finally say, yo, we're pretty much done with this game. It's coming out this year. Fuck, we've fulfilled our contractual duties. Get the fuck off our back, Sony. Have something like that. That's what I want to see from Sony. That's seriously what I want to see from Sony. The more first party stuff. I could care less that you can get exclusive DLC, or like this game's dropping first and all that, blah 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 blah. Start with the first parties that made me love you, Sony. That made me want to pick you over the Xbox, for real. And then I'll be good. But it should be an interesting show. We're gonna see what VR is gonna be, and we're going to definitely see where their first party is heading at. But anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.